welcome to our local talk program right here on Nextdoor Radio, nextdoorradio.com. My name is Trey Snide, joining by way of our Zoom call here this morning, recorded for presentation at this time, Michael Phelps. He is the Granville County Manager. Mr. Phelps, how are you today? Good morning to you.
Good morning to you, and such a privilege to be here today. I'm doing fantastic for a Wednesday morning. So thank you for asking. Hope you're doing well.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's cold, but we are doing what we can. So it's 23 degrees when I woke up this morning. And of course, I only had a t-shirt on. So there you go. But before we kind of dive deep, there's all sorts of things happening, of course, in your life with Granville County. Congratulations right offhand, becoming a kind of reappointing of the Risk Management Board of the Trustees of North Carolina Association of County Commissioners, which is NCACC. But before we kind of dive deep into that and explaining what all that means, let's introduce you again. And just in case somebody is listening to this program for the very first time.
Thank you very much. I do serve as county manager for Granville County. That's the local government that is closest to the people of Granville County. You have your local government, state government, and then obviously federal government levels. But as Granville County, I work for the 7 Board of Commissioners, the 7-member Board of Commissioners, and the role I really play is liaison between the public and the Board of Commissioners. In other words, I'm the one-stop shop for comments, concerns. If you call my office, we may not have the answer, but our goal is to get you to the person that does as quickly as we can so that you can get your question or your concern addressed. Local government covers a wide variety of impacts on the community, on people's lives. We do everything. We assist with public health. That's really the health department, which in Granville County is a separate organization, but we do assist. And obviously through the COVID pandemic, we have done what we can to support the health department. We also liaison between the public school system, which is also a separate organization, but the county. The primary thing that the county funds out of our annual budget is the school or education. And so it's an important area for Granville County Board of Commissioners in Granville County. But we go from there all the way down to social services, building inspections, planning, obviously taxing and finance. It covers the gamut of activities that really impact a local citizen.
Wow. So, you never know, like say, how much one individual is so involved with the community until somebody starts explaining it to it. That's fantastic. And Michael Phelps joins us here on our local talk program. So let's do a quickly kind of a review of 2020. It's over. We're here in 2022 now. So how was it? What is the good? What was the bad, if you're allowed to say, here this morning?
Sure. Well, 2021 was another exciting year. Obviously, the response continues with the pandemic. We saw in 2021 kind of the second wave of a new variant of the COVID crisis, which has been a little bit more contagious. Fortunately for most, not all, but fortunately for most, it's been less severe upon it, but it has kind of wreaked a little havoc on providing services. You know, when somebody is out sick for whatever reason, it does. In our government anyway, it impacts our ability to provide services. And so we have struggled through 21. I think we have done an outstanding job of keeping the doors open and keeping the services provided. But it has caused some changes in how we deliver services. But we do that with the sole importance of trying to maintain services on an ongoing basis. An example of that, obviously, if our inspections department all got sick, it would kind of halt the ability to do inspections in the county for a couple of weeks, and that would slow down development, which doesn't really like to have slowdowns, and I can certainly understand that.
Yes, sir.
So doing what we can to keep employees safe, but also trying to do what we can to keep the public safe. We've tried to do every measure we can. But aside from COVID, which is an obvious one, we've just seen some exciting things. We are continuing to work on opening up a satellite service for social services in the southern end of the county. That project got started. It'll be wrapping up here in the spring of 22, and we'll be able to get that facility opened up, which will help bring services to the southern area that traditionally have only been provided, meaning individuals had to come to Oxford to provide that. We're also doing much the same thing with our veteran services. I think people may have just seen a recent announcement. We're trying to bring our veteran services also down to a location in the southern area. And so that's been going on. Our libraries got opened back up in 21, which is exciting. That it's been a well received by the public. So a lot of things happened in 21. It's hard to think back all the way to the beginning of calendar year 21 and thinking that our senior center was mostly shut down from activities. Our libraries were closed at the early part of 21, and all that's opened back up here in 21 and continues on in 22. So a lot of activity has come around, and we just continue to try to move forward a little bit.
No, I love it. And again, we've made it to the 2022. We're still here. We're still thriving here in Granville County, which is always good to see. Again, Michael Phelps joins us here on our Local Talk program. He is the Granville County Manager. And now going into the 2022 year, again, still so much to look forward to. Is there any surprises that we can kind of either break the news here on our Local Talk program or anything that we can? I know you talked a little bit about the Veteran Services building moving to the southern part of Granville County. I just posted an article on our website at nextdoorradio.com that has just that. So if you missed that, you can go right over there currently. I literally did it like 10 minutes ago, so that's perfect timing. But is there anything else in the 2022 that we can kind of look forward to?
Well, I strive hard to avoid surprises in the year. So hopefully there are no surprises. But as we go into 22 is really going to be I don't like to use the word planning year, but I can't think of a better term this morning. There's a lot of things in motion, but 22 will be a lot of background reviews. And what I mean by that is we started a project in the latter half of 21. And I felt mentioned off of 21 before I jump into that. Our 275th anniversary was also in 21. Awesome. So amidst all the other fun and excitement we had, we've had a lot of fun celebrating with the public around Granville County's 275th anniversary through the activities we had at the Granville Athletic Park. We also kicked open phase 3 of that park in 21. So it's amazing how all these things just keep coming back to your mind what you've done. But say all that just to say that in 22, we have some other activities. And of course, this time of the year, we're leading into budget. One of the activities we started in the fall of 21 is really taking a serious look at fire service. Our volunteer fire departments do a fabulous job of keeping and protecting the people of Granville County. And in Granville County, volunteer fire departments have a rich history, and we're delighted about that. But some of the challenges that they face are a reduction in volunteerism, meaning that they're not having the same amount of volunteers interested in staying with the volunteer fire department. And part of that comes from work. A lot of our individuals in Granville County no longer work, and they don't work in the same area in which they live. So being part of a volunteer fire department in Granville County doesn't do a lot of good when your job is in Raleigh or another location. You just can't get back to fires that occur during the day. So our fire departments are struggling a little bit, and we've taken it upon ourselves as a county. The commissioners authorized a study of how we can do better. In other words, how do we better fund our volunteer fire departments to help alleviate and mitigate some of those challenges? And so we're going through that process, and that'll be wrapping up here as we enter into the budget time. As you know, the federal government has provided funding through the American Rescue and Recovery Plan that has provided local resources to our governments, both municipal and county governments. And so our board will be working through how do we best utilize those funds. I'm delighted that they're looking at things that are infrastructure based, things that we need to do to keep everything going, and being able to do those kind of big ticket items and those items without having to do it on taxpayer dollars from local taxes is always exciting for us. That includes things like broadband, trying to really assist with getting broadband stretched further out, The county doesn't control that process, but we certainly can partner, and having some funds allows us some opportunities to partner with providers that we're looking at and hoping to take advantage of here in 22. So hopefully we'll expand some broadband out to our rural areas. We'll also looking at infrastructure, water and sewer. As you know, we've got water and sewer projects in the southern end of the county. We have them here in the Oxford area. And so there's just a lot of those infrastructure pieces that take some money. So for 22, we'll be doing a lot of those things that aren't real exciting. They're not real flashy, but they're real necessary in order to keep local government going along. And with that, our ultimate goal is try to do those things we need to keep things moving without having surprises or big ticket hits to our taxpayers. Sometimes we do have to adjust the tax rate, but we try real hard not to, and trying to remain steady in that so people can see and know where they're at. That's our ultimate goal. But 22 will be a lot of planning and a lot of beginning of working through some of those funding options that we now have available to us through some of those federal and state acts. So.
Well, a lot of that is it takes things like this, of planning and to get ready for what is coming, which is great. I love the fact that the fire department is getting some love. That's always a good thing. And so continue doing a great job there. Now, another thing that you have going on in your life regarding the reappointed to the North Carolina Association of County Commissioners Risk Management Board of Trustees. Congratulations once again. You said you've been a part of this for a few years in part of your lifetime, but explain what that means and kind of only you can. Okay.
Well, thank you. And I'm honored that the organization allows me to continue to serve. That board is made up of county commissioners from across the state, as well as some county managers and a few county finance people. So I think it's a board of about 23, 27. Never can remember how many people serve on it, but I'm excited that they allow me to be a part of that and very honored. The risk pool is just what it sounds like. It's multiple counties coming together to share the risk and try to help mitigate risk long term. And what that means is that we all are joining together. Most people think of risk management as the insurance, whether that's property or liability insurance, workers' comp, automobile. And that's what we do. We come together, we help put together a full risk management package that the counties can utilize, hopefully to save money in their organization. But the biggest advantage to it and what works so well and why I'm so delighted is because it's all county governments and associated or affiliated organizations that make up that risk pool. We're able to see what's driving the cost, what's specific to local government that's driving cost up, whether that's automobile accidents or property and liability. And then we can bring back to our organizations and bring back to the organizations that we represent ways that they can help mitigate those costs. And ultimately, when I can bring down the cost of damage and mitigate those costs, what it means to the taxpayer is we don't have to put an extra burden on our local citizens to help fund those things. So every dollar we can mitigate in risk is money that just gets saved locally, because ultimately it's a local responsibility to recover from or to address issues from risk. And so we're able to bring those things down. And being on that board gives me a very quick insight. So it means that I have all the information to bring back, and I'm able to bring it back from both a board perspective as well as the organization itself does a great job of bringing that information. One of the things that we have is driver training. You don't think about it too often as after we all get our driver's training and get our license, we don't think about refresher course on safety, driver safety. And that's one of the things that this risk pool offers. And you wouldn't get that from a commercial product or commercial insurance. So this risk pool comes together to help mitigate things like that. So we'll be teaching some of our staff, just running them through a driver's safety course here in the next few days. And we're excited about that opportunity as well. So.
Well, again, so much to look forward to. Continue doing a great job, Mr. Phelps. And like I said, be able to bring back what other counties are doing to improve what we're doing here already is pretty exciting. It's pretty exciting. So once again, congratulations. Is there anything else that you have that you want to make sure we discuss here this morning before we kind of wrap things up today?
Well, I just point out that the county is moving into its budget season. Our board kicks that off with their retreat, which happens in the month of February. And so here in the next probably in the next week, I would imagine our finance department puts out information to our departments as well as outside agencies. So just kind of reminding outside agencies that if they're interested and they have a way of impacting citizens from a what we call public purpose. In other words, you have an organization that wants to reach out. This is the time of year that the requests are being made. So February and March, the requests get put together, and then the board will hear that as part of their budget deliberations in May and early June. So now's the time. And for me, it's always an exciting time. I know my departments hate budget season, but I'm a little bit of a bean counter, and I like the budget process. But it's the time we can come together and really look at either changing services that are being provided or look at new services that we may want to enact in the upcoming year. And then the board gets the privilege of having to go through all that and make the policy decisions on what to do. But for us, it's an exciting time. So.
Well, Ms. Phelps, thank you so much for what you do, what you're doing for the county of Granville County. We can't thank you enough. God bless you, and thanks for joining us, okay?
Well, thank you so much, and it's always a privilege and an honor to be able to be on the radio with you, so thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. Again, Michael Phelps, he is the Granville County Manager, joins us here on our Local Talk program. Until next time, God bless. You be the difference. While somebody smiles today, we'll see you later.